Hi, I'm Debbie from Create Pretty Things. Thank you for watching today. Today we're going to do some cute little fall coasters. I'm kind of excited about this and I hope you are too. This is the transfer we're going to be using. It's called Wicked Good. And you can see that there's a lot of Halloween themed designs on here. Spider webs at the bottom. And they're all round because they're designed for coasters. Now here is our coaster set. You get a set of coasters. There's 6 in the set. They're either white or black. You can order the ones that you like, and they come in this cute little carrying case, which you can also chalk on. I have designed these. I've used these before with one of our other designs, our summer designs. I had used it with our citrus patterns, and they turned out really cute. But I thought instead of opening up a new pack, I might as well just go ahead and use the back of these because they're two-sided and I only used one. Now the case, I'm going to see if I can kind of erase one part of it, get that paste off, and we'll see if we can chalk a new design on. So I'm going to start with that right now, and I think I'm just going to remove this little pattern here that I put on before. How are you guys doing? As you jump on, go ahead and type in the word Wicked into the comments. I've got a hair somewhere. Wicked, W-I-C-K-E-D, and we'll see, check your messenger, and I'll send you a link to the products that I'm using tonight. It's basically the transfer, the paste, and the coasters. So pretty simple. If you guys have never used our chalk paste before, you may not know that they are a semi-permanent option. They are designed to dry hard and semi-permanent, but on certain surfaces, like our chalkboards, you can wet down the paste and scrape off and reuse. Not all things are removable. Not all surface will release it, but it looks like this coaster case is releasing really well. So all I'm doing is spraying it with regular water and let it sit for a little bit. And normally I would use a paste scraper, which looks like this, to scrape it off. But this is coming off really, really easy. Okay, so this is what it looks like now. Do you see how I erased that whole design off of there? So we'll be able to add a different design. And if I decide I want to do the other sides, I can also do that. So keep that in mind that some of our designs, some of our surfaces can be reused. Okay, now likewise for this boutique surface, you could probably also wet this down, scrape it, and reuse this if you haven't sealed it with anything. So since these are coasters, and the main point of these is to put a wet glass on that may sweat a little bit, it may dissolve this paste if it gets scraped at all. So to protect the surface from being removed, you would want to spray a clear matte sealer on these to make it permanent. So once you spray with a sealer and let it dry, this paste will be permanent and you would be able to put your drinks on it. So on the other side of these, let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and lay a few of these out, 3 maybe at a time. And I'm going to go ahead and start with my transfers. Now what I have here is a fuzzing cloth. And what its purpose is to lessen the sticky of these transfers. These transfers are sticky. They are reusable between 10 and 12 times. So just know that when you purchase one of these products, these are reusable for many, many products. I can use these on the coasters. I can also do it on a sign, use them for anything else I want over and over again. But since they are sticky, I'm going to go ahead and put it on this fuzzing towel. You don't have to have the fuzzing towel. You can use your shirt if you'd like. You can use any towel that you may have available. Lessen that a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and place this spider and press it down onto my surface. Now, you want to press it down pretty good because you don't want any air bubbles. And what happens is the paste will go through this silkscreen transfer onto the areas that are white, and it will leave an impression. So what that means is if I put a color on this and lift it up, the color that this is currently under, which is white, will remain white. So let's go ahead and give it a try. I've got a, this is our black velvet, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do this black, which means that we're gonna have a black outline, our black background, because that's where our white is, and our spider will be white. So I've got quite a bit of paste on this today. We're not gonna need all this. Basically, you need just a little bit. So let me see if I can get it so you guys can see it better. All we're gonna do is glide our squeegee to apply our paste over this transfer. Just rub it on there. It glides pretty easily. I do notice I've got a big glob of paste on me already. But you're just gonna move this paste from one area to another to make sure that all those white areas are covered. Now, once I have it all applied, I'm gonna go ahead and put anything that's extra back in my jar to reuse it. So I'm gonna go ahead and rub it, remove any excess. By removing the excess, you are conserving your paste, and you're also letting it dry a little quicker because you're lessening how thick that paste is on there. So let's go ahead. This is called the peel and reveal. I'm just gonna remove this transfer by peeling it down, and look how awesome that is. Isn't that great? What a great design. Now, I could have painted my coaster a silver or a purple first, let it dry, and then applied my transfer. And then the body of my spider would have been either the silver or the purple. But I decided to do it white. I think the white and the black is a great contrast. What I'm gonna do now is just go ahead and clean my transfer. Since these are reusable, you do wanna clean them, because that's what part of the reusability is. Cleaning them, drying them, and storing them every time. And you do want to clean both sides. Now I'm just using a paper towel. This one didn't seem to be very dirty, but I also have what's called a board eraser sitting in water. I'm just going to wring out that, whoops, it's got some dirty paste on it. I'm going to wring out the excess water and rub this over, and it's going to be extra clean. Okay? And then I'm just going to dry it with a paper towel. Both sides. And I'm going to put it back on my transfer backer, right where I found it. So this is how you would store it. Okay. This allows it to protect that sticky side so that you can reuse this transfer over and over again. Let's do this jack-o'-lantern next. Whoop, that's not quite on there. I do a lot of make sure that there's not any air bubbles on there either. You know, I think that's probably on sideways. It's not quite fitting. How are you guys doing on this weekend? Are you guys excited to have this hot weekend in August? It's still hot in Arizona, but we're kind of used to it. We're just hoping for a little bit of fall weather. It does look a little bit cloudy out there today. So maybe we'll get a little bit of a storm. Okay, so here I have my jack-o'-lantern. I'm gonna fuzz it on my stomach, on my shirt. As you guys jump on, the keyword to get the supplies is Wicket, W-I-C-K-E-T. What you're gonna do is type that in the comment. When you type that in the comment, you check your messenger and you'll receive a message with a shopping list that's pre-built for you, a shopping cart. And that just makes it easier for you to purchase or to see the products that I'm using. Now, you don't have to purchase everything. You can alter that shopping cart by removing, adding, changing colors, anything you would like in there, okay? So know that you can change it up. It's just for ease of shopping ease. Okay, guys, I was gonna do this orange peel. And orange peel is in the cart, but like I said, you can change up the colors if you want. Now, what I also have is Harvest Gold, or Shimmer Harvest, but I also have our color of the month. Now we do a color of the month every month. On the first of the month, we release a new color. And you can't just purchase this by adding it to your cart. What you have to do is purchase a certain dollar amount. I believe it's $75 worth of product, put it in your cart, and then you'll have the option to purchase this. and you can purchase up to 3 at a time. So this is called, what is this called? Cozy. It's a kind of a warm orange color, and it's beautiful. I think it'll be great on this pumpkin. So I'm just going to get a little bit of this, and look how pretty. I'm just going to go ahead and apply it. Once again, my pumpkin's going to be white because I did not paint the base, but I am kind of going for that clean look. So I'm going to probably keep all these white based. And I hate to waste any of this paste, so I'm going to clean off this lid pretty good before I get rid of it. Okay. So I'm going to apply it, make sure everything's covered, and then I go over it again, remove any excess, smooth out any areas that I have, maybe get rid of some of those lines, and make sure I've got it all covered. Okay, and then I'm going to peel and reveal. Have you guys started decorating for fall yet? How are you guys decorating right now? Summer's happened or happening. Back to school is over. Or have you moved towards fall yet? Okay, let's peel it and reveal it. I love it. It's great. 2 down. I'm going to go ahead and clean. Now you could set these all aside and clean one at a time, but I'm a little limited on space, so I'm going to clean as I go. And once again, I'm just using tap water. I use the paper towels first to remove most of this off. And then I'll use my board eraser. It's like a magic eraser sponge. And it gets all the extra paste out. Now you don't want to harm this adhesive on the back. So I do go kind of light on the back. That's what makes it reusable. So think about this. If you purchase a set of these transfers, you can make 12 different sets of coasters and give them as gifts. Or you could create a set of coasters and a couple signs. You can think about decorating your home in many different ways. As you guys jump on tonight, please go ahead and like and follow the page. Comment the keyword, which tonight is wicked, and share the page to your friends or anyone else that you think would like it. And at the end, I'm going to go ahead and do a drawing for a free little gift. I'll send out some Happy Meal. Okay, this one's going to be ghosts. Okay, so what color do you think I should do it? I think a purple maybe. Let's do a purple. This color is called Sparkle Plum. It's one of our older ones, and I don't think I have it in the cart or if it's even available. As you can see, it's at the very end of the jar. And so I'm just going to go ahead and pick some up. And this is way too much. One thing about this paste is you're not going to need a whole lot of paste for each design. What I put in the cart link for you guys are the individual paste packets, or I tried for most of them. If they were available in the individual paste packs, I chose that in the cart just to cut down on costs. But also know that those paste packs contain more than you think they do. They contain more than enough for a project, probably 2 or 3. So when you open those up, make sure that you only squeeze out a little bit, because once it's out, you can't put it back in. So if you need more, you can always squeeze more out. But then you would just seal it up with a piece of tape. Fold it over and seal it up. Here's our ghosts. Nice. I like them. 3 down. Now our paste does dry really quickly, so those should dry in just a few minutes. But you don't want to touch them, obviously, until they're dry. Go ahead and wipe both sides. I'm going to dry it off and put it away. Now I think right now I'm going to take a break from the coasters and go to the caddy. Okay, so here's my caddy. I've cleaned off the existing paste on this one side. And I think I'm going to do the Have a Wicked Good Halloween on here. These sheets do not come cut. So I went ahead and scored them on the lines, on the cut lines before I started, so I can peel those off. But you can also cut through the backer as well. Cut all the way through if you want to. First rule, fuzz it. Let's go ahead and line this up, center it. Try to make it straight and centered. And should I do it in black or purple? Can you guys tell me, black or purple? Maybe I'll do the black for Have a Wicked Good and purple for Halloween. Let's try that. So I've got the purple out. Just not sure if that's straight. Okay, let's do our Halloween in purple. Now, since this paste is at the very bottom of the jar, it's not moving, and it's also a shimmer. It's not moving as easily as some of the others. But if it happens that you get paste that's too thick, you can add a little bit of distilled water into it and mix it up really, really well, and it'll go back to what it should be. Not too much water then, though, because if it's too wet, it will run outside the stencil, and we don't want that either. Make sure you get all of these letters covered. Since this is such a small font, I want to make sure I really get that paste in there. And then I'm going to scrape off the top. Okay, let's take a look. Let's do it from this side. Yes, I like it. Okay, we'll let that dry and we'll move on to another coaster. Do you guys use coasters at your house? Do you drink drinks with ice? Seems like a lot of people don't use ice that much. They drink room temperature water. But I still like ice, but I don't like the sweating all over the tables. So I do use coasters. And like I said, these will need to be sealed. You guys, if you want to be notified when I join, when I'm on live, please type in !notify into the comments, and that will notify you every time I'm live, so you won't miss me. You won't miss me. You'll catch me live every time if you're available. It's more fun when you have people watching. Okay, so we got that done. So what we have left is the trick or treat. We have this spooky guy, like a mummy. We have a witch's hat. We have a bat, and then just kind of a design. What do you think we should use? let's do the trick or treat. And you guys, to get registered for the drawing at the end of this live, go ahead and comment and put a comment in the links in the comment area below. Like and follow the page and share it with a friend. And I'll check and see who has done that, and we will do a drawing. Drawing for a little bit of Happy Meal. Okay, this is our color Sage. No, it's Moss. I think I put Sage in the cart, but my eyes weren't working. So we'll just go ahead and do Moss. Likewise, you can pick whatever colors you want to do these with. Make them your own. Wow, this is kind of a unique color. It's definitely mossy. It's appropriately named, that's for sure. Okay. Are you ready? Here we go. Oh, that color looked nice, guys. That shows it off really, really well. I like it. Okay, 4 down. Are your kids all back in school? Are your grandkids back in school? Has the traffic pattern changed around your house? I know my house has gotten a lot of traffic from school. Not my house, but the surrounding streets around the neighborhood. So there's certain times of day that you pick which way is not going to be busy. So it affects my travel a little bit. And the school near me is a charter school, so there's no buses. It's all parent pickup. So it kind of increases the traffic. Okay, guys. It's clean. Do you see how when you clean these, you can see through them again? That means that there isn't any paste remaining in that silk screen, and it can be reused. And once again, we put it back on the backer sheet to protect the sticky and to keep it clean. If you wouldn't put it in the silk screen, if you wouldn't put it back on the backer, it'd probably get a lot of dust on it or whatever else is floating around your house. If you have pets, it might pick up some of that pet dander. Okay, this is a bat. Let's see, not green. Maybe we should try, let's do a hot mess. Let's dab a little bit of our Color of the Month Cozy. So I'm just gonna put some here and there. And then I'm gonna use some of this Shimmer Harvest. And I'm just gonna dot some around. Okay, then I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of spread this all around and blend it. Now you don't really wanna go over it too many times because you do want a color variation, but do what you have to do, whatever works, okay? As you guys jump on, please say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Go ahead and comment the word wicked and check your messages for a link to the products I'm using. Let's see how this turns out. See if we can see the color differentiation. Cute. It kind of reminds me of a barbecue sauce though. Okay. So what color would have been better for that? Black? Purple? Tell me what color you'd like to see on that bat. Or should I have painted it black and done white over the top? Maybe I should have. what? Maybe I should, on our last one, let's go ahead and paint this one black. I've got some black that's kind of, well, it's basically an empty bottle. I'm gonna go ahead and paint this real quick. Let me get a paintbrush. So I'm gonna put quite a bit of water in here and just kind of mix it around. So it's not a lot of color because the paste is almost gone. So I'm just gonna go ahead and paint this. Oh yeah. And let me dry it, and I'll probably do another coat. So it was pretty watery, so it may take me just a second or so to get this dry. And it's not quite dry, but I'm gonna go ahead and get my other paste, which is more, it's drier. And I'm gonna brush it over. I wonder if I did circles. Kind of like that. Okay, let's just dry that. Have you guys had any experience with bats around your neighborhoods? Some of the outlying areas around here have had bats. I think they would frighten me. I'm a little afraid of them, probably because I don't know much about them. But I wouldn't want them around my house. How about you guys? Have you ever had any bats? Any experience with them? Let me dry up that edge real quick. What did I do? I clean up this edge. Okay guys, so I kind of left it swirly for the background. I don't know how that's going to work for me, honestly, but we're going to go ahead and apply our transfer. Now, when you apply your transfers, you do want a flat surface, a flat, even surface. And I think this one will be fine. If it's not flat, you can sand them down. It's funny how that lid wasn't interchangeable. That one fits just fine. This one, I'm going to spray some water in it. So like I said, this one's almost at the end. It's a little dry. I'm going to add some water to it, distilled water. And that way, when I go to use it again, I'll mix it up. It'll be softer. And hopefully I can use it better. Okay, so I'm going to apply my transfer on this black one. I know we already have a bat, but I kind of wanted to see how this would look with different coloring. I would have liked to have done a black bat. Let's see, a black bat on a white background. Well, I think that's what I'm kind of doing here. Let's try it. So here is a white that I have, and also it's on the tail end too. So I'm going to mix it up. This one's older, so it's going to be a little thicker. And I'm just going to go ahead and smooth it all over my surface here. I am trying to use up some of my older pastes. I'm trying to move on to the newer ones and kind of consolidate. Speaking of consolidating, guys, I have a bunch of retired transfers that I would like to have somebody else enjoy them. So if you have any idea, if you have any wants and desires of any retired transfer, there's a pretty good chance that I have it. Go ahead and shoot me a message. I'll check and see if I have it, and I can get it out to you very quickly. So I have tons. I have Christmas, I have Halloween, I have fall, all retired transfers. Let me know if you see something that you have not been able to find, and I'll see if I have it. Oh, guys, this turned out kind of weird. Kind of weird. Well, let's chalk up the bats to not my favorites. So let me show you both bats all together. So this one is better than this one. So sometimes you just have to play and see what techniques work and which ones don't. So we did the Hodgepodge Hot Mess technique on one, and it looks nice, but I'm not sure if I like those colors together for a bat. And I tried painting the surface of one with a real light coat of a sparkle paste and then white on top. And that didn't quite turn out the way I wanted it to either. But you know what? We're okay. We're okay. Either way. Okay, I'm cleaning up my last little transfer here. We're going to dry it. Clean up our workspace. Now, I will let this sit out a little bit like this because I want to make sure it's completely dry before I store it. I am going to store it back in the cellophane sleeve that it came in. And so I will store it like that. But see how clean they look? They are ready for reuse. I'm going to lay it on the ground for now. Okay, so I just throw all my squeegees. You could clean your squeegee off every time after you use it. I chose to use different squeegees. So I just threw them back in my water bath. Here's my squeegee, my board eraser I was using. I will take this all back to the sink and clean it up. I didn't end up using any orange peel. That would have been cute though. And I do have a brush to clean. So let me show you what we ended up with. Here's our bats. That one. They're both kind of weird. Now these two came out, I love these two. The spider and the jack-o'-lantern. Spider, jack-o'-lantern, there we go. We showed them my journey, there. And then the ghost came out pretty cool. I don't know if you guys can see it. And the trick or treat in that moss color. So I didn't add moss to the card. I put in sage, but I think the moss turned out pretty good. I like it a lot. So then when you're done, they just go into this little caddy that we made. And then you store them like that. So that's our craft for tonight. I hope you liked it. I hope I inspired you to get out there and craft. I think the important thing is just getting started. Get out there and do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Perfection comes later in the game. So once again, if you want the product list that I use, type in the word Wicked in the comments. Check your messenger. If you want to be notified when I go live, type in the word !notify. Please like and follow the page. Comment on the page and share it to be entered in the drawing. And that should be while I'm live. And one last thing is if you want any retired transfers, if you want retired paste, if you want retired surfaces, I have a lot. Just let me know. I'll see what we can do. I'll ship it out right away to you. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye.